weathergang.com. Thanks for tuning in for our weekly Sunday sunset chats. This upcoming week looks definitely colder, a little bit quieter, maybe a little bit sunnier as some recompense for the colder conditions, so very wintry, but breezy at times. We'll talk about wind chill levels that we're looking at a little bit noticeable, and we need to make note of that for the next couple mornings. And I really want you to bundle up and to be careful and not stay outside too long the next couple mornings as well. So as you can see, the forecast at a glance, Monday, Tuesday, pretty darn cold. We moderate toward our average right here. It's about, let me point to it right there, 45 degrees for our average high. So we head back toward average by kind of the mid-end part of the week. And now for the season to date, we now have 9.6 inches, just shy of 10 inches now in the DC area as we do our snow tracker every year. Good evening, David. Hello, both David D and David P. Loving the later sunsets. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yes, indeed, David. Adriana, hello from Frederick. Hope you are doing well. Rain is pulling out of the region. So slowly, let's say 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. will start drying out more consistently in the region. I hope everyone stayed safe in some of the morning slick spots north and west of town. But the good news is we will dry out. This might be your only rain until perhaps a couple rain showers. Thursday night is the next slight chance of precipitation. And wind is what I want to highlight here. Some wind gusts, 20, 30 miles per hour gusts tomorrow are possible. And this produces wind chills in the single digits west of the city, teens around town tomorrow morning. So please bundle up. It is going to be darn cold. And here's the thing, we might subtract a few degrees from these wind chills on Monday. Here's Tuesday with wind chills maybe in the teens and single digits, a little closer to town as well. Let me make sure I've got the right one up there for you. So here's Monday with wind gusts, and then we've got Monday wind chills in the teens around town, and then here's Tuesday. Subtract a few degrees from Monday's morning wind chills, and here we go, single digits around DC, possible just west and northwest of the Beltway. So definitely bundle up the next couple mornings, and please just be prepared mentally and physically with your clothes to really layer it up. And winter is back for the next couple days, so please keep that in mind. I'm Cam Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com, enjoying with you later and later sunsets. We did it. We made it to 5 p.m. sunsets now after 5 p.m. and I'm simulcasting to you on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. Really appreciate you tuning in. We've got Siberia in DC, says Patrick. Carol, hello. When will the 60s be back? And not anytime soon, Carol. Don't see 60s on the horizon. Christian, hello. And Peter and Misha. You're liking this rain being refreshing, Misha. Excellent. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Rain is pulling out of the region slowly but surely. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. We should get most of this cleared out. Misha, refreezing is generally unlikely. Patchy freezes are possible, but the good news is the wind, this is where it's good. The wind is picking up behind this rain, so this should help us dry out the ground a little bit, but do maybe add just a few minutes in the morning, patchy, slick spots, some of that invisible black ice where it looks wet and it actually is ice. That could be around in some of the protected areas tomorrow morning, but this doesn't look like a widespread flash freeze, so that is the good news. All right, let me get back to our forecast at a glance right here. An average high temperature now, 45 degrees, heading toward the coldest time of year. Here's the latest on our snow tracker for the DC area as well. David, no schoolcast or fedcast expected. Hello, Ruth Elisa. Happy New Year. Indeed, happy. Thank you. Rick, all the rain and snow, does this help the drought? Rick, yes, we are back downgraded toward abnormally dry in the DC area. No official drought to speak of in the DC area right now. Duffy, winter is definitely here. Alex, this week is going to be bad because I know you're a warm weather lover. Thanks for tuning in from YouTube, from CWG.news/YouTube. Wow, Bob, you're in Maui. Sorry, not sorry. Excellent. Evangeline, rain has melted away the excess snow. I hope that is convenient for you. That might serve a utilitarian purpose to make our commutes a little easier in the morning. And we've got Drew, cheers. I appreciate you. Also be safe on the ice. Thank you very much, Drew. And Daniel, better day for a hike, Wednesday with the sun or Thursday with the higher temps? I will go Thursday because I think the breezes could be the calmest this week on Thursday. I think 46 degrees for high temperature for hiking nearby should be pretty good. Let's go Thursday. That's my best bet for hiking. Black ice, Patrick, is that invisible ice. When you can't see it, it looks wet. It actually is a slick of ice on the surface, often called black ice because on black asphalt on road surfaces, it just looks like darker pavement, wet pavement, but it's actually ice, Patrick. Gary, hello from Maine. And Cahill, let's see, you're looking at active weather. Yes, indeed. Look ahead to what might be active next weekend. I'll walk you there slowly because nothing is too confident just yet, but really quick on capitalweathergang.com. I'm Camden Walker. We've got our fundraiser here on Facebook, the ski resort report at CWG.news/ski, CWG.news/fundraiser, and then the latest forecast by Greg Porter at CWG.news/latest. So make sure you go to capitalweathergang.com. We're there for you 24/7. So here's the prospect of unsettled conditions maybe next weekend. Low confidence. And you notice so far the local National Weather Service office out of Sterling, low confidence, low impact. It's nothing that any of us need to be anxious about. So there's nothing definitive, but we're going to keep an eye on next weekend. Temperatures are borderline. So far, we're thinking generally 40s around the area on Saturday. This is a sneak peek at Saturday high temperatures. So the ground might not necessarily be too cold, but we've seen if we can get heavier precipitation here that overcomes the warm ground a bit. And then the 7-day precipitation outlook. Notice the trend for more precipitation there along the southern branch of the jet stream south of town. That's what's dragging some of these little disturbances, as it appears now. Little disturbances riding the southerly branch of the jet stream, the subtropical jet stream, and that might stay south of town. The storm track, if any storm develops at all, that generally stays south of town. Little disturbances, they should stay south of town, as it appears now. This could change. Right now, Saturday into Saturday night, shaded in the green here from the National Weather Service, we've got a 10% chance of seeing a slight 10% chance of a light coating of snow, an inch maybe, a little more. So we need to watch it. Could there be winter precipitation this upcoming weekend? Sure. But right now, I like this 10% chance. You've seen our SPI today is a 1 out of 10, or snow potential index on capitalweathergang.com. So we are watching. The trend is for an unsettled period during the weekend. But we do have some things in place. Here's some more trends to talk about. Again, avoiding specifics because it's low confidence this far out. Here it is. For temperatures starting next week, there is a decent probability of, in the blue, below average temperatures. And this is even noting we're entering the coldest time of year. That's 44 degrees now for our average high temperature by the time this map applies next week. So we're even colder than our coldest averages for the year. Potentially starting next week. So keep that in mind. We have maybe cold air in place. Do we have moisture in place for winter precipitation? As I hinted a minute ago, the southerly tendency for the precipitation for disturbances, it might stay south of town. This could change. A slight probability here in the green of above average precipitation, generally south and east of town. It's typical in a La Nina year. But we need to watch it. That's awfully close to our area where we could match up maybe a little bit more than usual precipitation, maybe a little bit colder than usual temperatures. That's a good mix for wintry precipitation. But to answer in short, no, nothing definitive on the horizon for a large snowfall. The internet has been going a little bit crazy. Meteorologists, social meteorologists, as we call them sometimes. So please keep that in mind. There's no detailed, no definitive snowfall, nothing determined at all, low confidence. But yes, our snow potential index is a 1 out of 10, our SPI, on capitalweathergang.com. We tweet that out every day on Twitter at CWG.news/Twitter to keep you posted on the prospect of snowfall and a 0 to 10 chance for the upcoming week. And so far, we think maybe just a 10% chance next weekend. We'll see. Details to be determined. For the week coming up, it is quieter. It is colder, a little sunnier. Yes, some breezes at times, but we're kind of near average high temperature, 45 degrees by the mid end part of the week. So not too bad. Feeling like January, but I want to flag that we do have winds tomorrow, some gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour are possible. Here are Monday wind chills as we wake up tomorrow morning. Teens are possible, so please be ready with your clothing in multiple layers, mentally ready for it to feel definitely like January. Here's Tuesday morning, unbelievably, perhaps a little bit cooler with the wind chills in the single digits possible. So please keep that in mind. Bundle up even more on Tuesday morning potentially. And we need to watch at the kind of highest elevations west of town. There are some maybe dangerous wind chills below zero, but luckily that is not directly in the path of the DC area right now, kind of just staying at higher elevations. So thanks for joining me. Let me take some questions and comments. I'm Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Later sunsets are here after 5 o'clock. Woo, we did it. I'm on YouTube right now, on Twitter, on Facebook. Thanks for joining in as I simulcast to all three of these social media locations. Ruth Elisa, yes, I'm like Camden Yards, is my name. And Patrick, thanks for tuning in. Martina, thanks for tuning in. EK Hill, thanks, you're most welcome. Susan is south of town. Don't worry, no anxiety about any definite storm this weekend at all, but we're just keeping an eye on things. Stay tuned to CapitalWeatherGang.com this week. Christian, you're most welcome. And 46 is a little bit warm indeed. And Debbie likes the term sociometeorologist, going a little crazy on a, so far, phantom snowstorm in the upcoming period. But we're watching it for some unsettled potential. An outlook looks ahead without too many details that are just not honest. The details are not there to be supported in the weather models. We got to watch the trends and the trends of the trends. So thanks for staying tuned to CapitalWeatherGang.com and stay calm. We have no major winter threat on the horizon just yet. Lois is hoping for spring. I'm sorry that it's very cold. And Mary, I'm glad you got out for a walk. Definitely below freezing, but we had warm air at almost every level of the atmosphere except right at the surface, Mary, and that's why from cloud to ground we didn't have snowflakes. Maria, hello, and Amy, ice forecast, none in the future. We're good to go. No more ice this week. Commute conditions, Natalie, generally okay tomorrow morning. So let's go into that really quick. We're looking okay just as the rain pulls out tonight, kind of 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. We should start drying out, so we're getting there. And here's the good news. With these wind gusts over the next 24 hours, 20 to 30 miles per hour can't be ruled out. This should help dry the ground. This should keep it from being a widespread flash freeze. We should be able to dry the ground before temperatures dip below freezing before dawn. So commuting, yes, maybe add a few more minutes tomorrow morning. We'll keep an eye on it, but so far we're not doing a FedCast or a Schoolcast at CapitalWeatherGang.com. We think things should settle down, but yes, there could be a little bit of that invisible black ice is the nickname for it, where it looks like darker, wetter pavement, but in fact it's ice. There could be some patches of that tomorrow morning as well, but please bundle up tomorrow morning. Here are the wind chill values in the teens, cannot be ruled out around DC. And then look at Tuesday, a few degrees cooler, single digits are possible closer to DC. So please bundle up the next couple mornings. That is something to keep in mind. Bonnie, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Tara, you're most welcome. Tom, you're most welcome. And Patrick, I'm not just yet. Yeah, we always have to keep fluid and watch the latest data and adjust the trends as they come in and the trends of the trends. That's also important to watch that in weather models as well. Julie, a few school delays can't be ruled out, especially north and northwest of town. But we're not doing an official schoolcast. Mary, let's see. We've got I believe it was a little bit warmer this time last year. No ice Monday morning. Marcia, so far, not a widespread freeze expected. We've got these winds building in, gusts of 20 to 30 miles per hour. Should help dry us out overnight. And Mahia, let's see. I believe you're asking about rain, and it is slowly moving out from west to east, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. We should kind of start really getting it more offshore and start drying out. Hope that answers your question. And Jackie, no more winter threats just yet, but here it is, your kind of forecast at a glance for the next few days for the work week. Pretty quiet, pretty cold to start with, a little bit breezy, but we kind of warm back up toward our average highs for this time of year by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And of course, there's our snow tracker we have for you on the blog, CapitalWeatherGang.com, anytime you want to consult with that. We're nearing 10 inches. I'm Camden Walker. Thanks for tuning in for these weekly Sunday sunset chats. Mary, I don't think trees are a major worry for icing. Let's see. We've got wind is always good after melt. Tom, yes, indeed. It helps dry us out. And David, cold wind chills, yes, indeed. Let's look at that one more time with gusts building in tonight, helping us to dry out. That's the silver lining of these wind gusts of 20 to 30 miles per hour over the next 24 hours. The downside is after they dry us out, they kind of chill us down with wind chills in the teens tomorrow morning, and subtract a few degrees from this for Tuesday morning. We could see some single digits for wind chills in the DC area as well. Hello, Susie. Thanks for tuning in. You're most welcome. Evangeline, Appreciate you tuning in for the details. That's great. And Carol, appreciate that's wonderful, very kind. And Lois, you're most kind. Charlene, we have a good amount of snow here in central Pennsylvania. Yes, indeed, in central PA, you are doing pretty good with your snowpack. And Jackie, most welcome. Jamie, most welcome. And Kristen, glad this is helpful. And Sean, the snow. Let's talk about what could be an unsettled weekend next weekend, but details are to be determined, and a storm may not even develop. So let's quickly cover that. I'm simulcasting to you on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We did it though. We made it into more evening light. Our sunset now past 5 p.m. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Thanks for tuning in on these weekly Sunday sunset chats. On the air with you another 5 minutes or less, thereabouts. But let's go into what could be next weekend's storm system. It's unclear. There are question marks. The confidence is low. The details are still to be determined. But here, even the National Weather Service is looking west of town for any impacts. It could be low impact. It's also low confidence. That's what the yellow means there, west of town. So right there is one reason to not have any anxiety. And snow lovers, don't pin any major hopes on any storm next weekend at this time. Here are temperatures on Saturday. Looking pretty warm. We might be in the 40s potentially. We'll see if a cold front can come through here and cool us down. It could. This is not set in stone for Saturday high temperatures. And here is the precipitation pattern. The next 7 days, the rainfall accumulation generally staying south of town for the most part. That's what's interesting. The storm track may want to stay south of town over the next 7 days. These could be little disturbances tracking on the southerly subtropical jet stream south of town. Not all that much precipitation to speak of even south of town if the storm track stays there, but I just wanted to show you that trend. And the National Weather Service is thinking in the light green in our area for next Saturday into Saturday night, 10% chance of seeing snow, an inch or more. And that agrees with our snow potential index at CapitalWeatherGang.com, which we have put out every day for you. Whenever we see a chance in the next week for an inch or more of accumulating snow, you'll see our SPI updated every day on CapitalWeatherGang.com. So then there's temperatures. Let's look at the trend for temperatures starting next week. Our average now coldest of the year, 44. We're down to 44 degrees for average high temperature when this map applies next week. And here in the blue, a moderate probability of being below average. So colder than perhaps our coldest average high temperatures of the year. So we have maybe the trend, the outlook is, details aside, we might have some colder air in place next week. And here is precipitation. We're on the border. We're on the fence of some above average precipitation trends for next week. We'll see, because we need some cold air and moisture to come together to produce winter precipitation for our area, but we're on the line. It's got to come together a little bit better if we're going to see a wintry event come together. So we're waiting and watching to see how the trends develop, how the trends of the trends develop in the weather models over the coming days. Right now, though, it's a pretty quiet week coming up. It's a colder week, a little bit sunnier, a little bit breezy at times, and we'll talk about the wind chills over the next couple days, which are going to be noticeable. And our snow tracker, of course, anytime you need it on CapitalWeatherGang.com. And here, just FYI for context, when you're looking at the forecast, average high temperatures generally this week, 45 degrees here at National Airport. So you can see we kind of head back toward average by Thursday and Friday at the end of the week. So start cold, but end a little bit more toward average feelings for the January feels, as it were. All right, so Deb, snow is the question mark we were talking about for this upcoming weekend. Remains to be seen. It could be unsettled, but nothing set in stone. Very low confidence if anything comes together. Please ignore as best you can those social meteorologists online who are picking and choosing crazy high snowfall maps to show you in isolation that are very low confidence, not taking into account the chaos effect in the atmosphere that just cannot predict accurately that far out for any major snowfall. So please keep that in mind. If you're seeing anything on the internet, it is pretty darn bogus. Let's see. So nothing up for the upcoming weekend. And Amy, let's see. Tomorrow morning could have patchy black ice, Amy, but no widespread flash freeze is expected tonight. That's the good news. This rain is moving out between kind of 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. today. We should start drying out, and behind it, we've got winds building in. 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts for the next 24 hours are possible. The good news is it helps dry us out, and that should prevent any widespread iciness for tomorrow morning. The bad news is wind chills tomorrow morning could be in the teens near the DC area. Worse, maybe on Tuesday morning, single digits are possible. north and west of the Beltway. So coldest morning feelings yet with the wind chill on Tuesday morning. All right, so before I go, next few seconds, here's your forecast at a glance, your average high temperature for this upcoming week, our snowfall, our snow tracker. Right now on capitalweathergang.com is up to 9.6 inches. I'm Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com. Let's see, no freezing rain in this week, Rachel. Doesn't look like it. We'll keep you posted if that changes at capitalweathergang.com. And Sean, DC doesn't necessarily need more snow, but we're not quite at our average for the season. And Lewis, we are average seasonal snowfall, average season to date snowfall right there is 2.7 inches. So we are running above average in that, tracking above average for the year to date total. And we've got Drew. Let's show you those Capital Weather Gang URLs one more time. Thank you very much for that. We got our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Our ski resort report at CWG.news/ski. We should have an update for you at the end of next week. And our fundraiser for Gifts for the Homeless at CWG.news/fundraiser. Thanks for all your contributions so far with that. And David, you're most welcome. Amy, you're most welcome. And Drew, thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I am going to see you next Sunday for a weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. Stay warm this week. Really bundle up the next couple of mornings. And we will keep you posted on capitalweathergang.com if at all we see a unsettled pattern develop next weekend. We've got time to watch it, but nothing definitive and nothing worth anxiety or pinning hopes on if you're a snow lover at this